These days, Norm Parker is probably best known for his position at the University of Iowa as their football team's defensive coordinator. But long before his coaching career, he was a notable athlete in his own right at Eastern Michigan University. Norm's gridiron roots can be traced back to his upbringing. His father grew up in Massillon, Ohio, the home of the Tigers, an early professional football team that had a legendary rivalry with the Canton Bulldogs predating the NFL. Norm's father carried that passion for football to Hazel Park, Michigan, where he raised his sons in an environment that often revolved around the sport.
My father was from Massillon, Ohio, which is sort of the center of football. And then we had an older brother who was an outstanding football player also in high school. So it was just it was expected, that you played football, and that's what we did around our house. It was, football was the center of everything.
Parker was the captain of the football team in high school and took his love of the sport with him when he started at Eastern Michigan University in 1960 as both a position player and a place kicker. During his time at the school, Norm earned 4 football letters and 2 varsity wrestling letters between 1960 and 1963. Norm's athletic career suffered a setback when a serious shoulder injury in wrestling put him on the shelf. But his love for sports never wavered, and after graduating in 1965, he quickly took a position with Ypsilanti St. John's High School as the football coach.
He was offered a position to come as an assistant coach at Eastern and also work on his master's degree. Then at that time, he continued doing that, and Cal Stoll, who was the coach at Eastern at the time, moved on to Wake Forest, and he took Norm with him to the staff at Wake Forest. Then Cal became the head coach at Minnesota and took Norm with him to the University of Minnesota. And that was the start of his, the many years of coaching.
Norm's college coaching career spanned other schools as well, including East Carolina University, Michigan State, and Vanderbilt. But in many ways, his career peaked when he took an assistant coaching position with the University of Iowa prior to the 1999 season. Anyone familiar with the Hawkeyes' hard-hitting defense understands that Parker's 13 years with Iowa have made them a force to reckon with in the Big Ten. Iowa has been bowl eligible in their last 9 seasons, and as recently as 2010, they ended their season ranked 7th in the nation after winning the FedEx Orange Bowl. Norm's greatest accolades came from his time at Iowa, where he was a finalist for the National NCAA Frank Broyles Assistant Coach of the Year Awards in 2004, 2005, and 2009. He was also selected by the American Football Coaches Association as the National Assistant Coach of the Year for the 2011 season at Iowa.
He knows the game of football extremely well. He is able to get that into the players, to teach that to the players, that they understand the game of football, not just their position, but where everybody else belongs on the field at that time. And this is what I think has really transformed into his success.
Norm Parker finished 2011 with the announcement that he was retiring from his position at the University of Iowa. As he put so simply in his press statement, "After 48 years of doing something I love, it's time to enjoy some time with the grandkids." And when he shares his many achievements with his grandkids, he can now include his well-deserved position in the E-Club Athletic Hall of Fame.
Ladies and gentlemen, Norm Parker.
Thank you. I appreciate this beyond all words. And it's been a while since I've been back on campus, and it's amazing what they've done. I've spent 43 years coaching college football, so I've been on a lot of campuses and seen a lot of facilities. But in looking at what Eastern's got now, you don't have to be a second seat to anybody. I mean, I think it's amazing, and I like to hear it when you get a president that likes to spend money. I mean, because I know one thing, facilities get players and players win games. So congratulations on it that way. I would like to really to me, there's two things in life that are important. There's really only two things. Friends and meaningful relationships. After that, it doesn't matter. But your friends and your meaningful relationships. And I am so thankful to everybody in this room and everybody in the past. And I'd just like to thank some people. It's starting with my family. I had a wonderful mother and dad, two great brothers, two wives, really good wives, one mother-in-law, so if you guys can figure that one out, try to figure that one out. 5 children and 6 grandchildren. So that I really appreciate them. I had a great family. My roots go back to Hazel Park, a town that I love so dearly. You know, it's probably known for its racetrack and some other things, but that's okay. My high school football coach, Charlie Skinner, the coach at Eastern when I was here, Fred Trosco, and then all the other professors and that got me through this place. You know, I mean, it wasn't always that easy. You know, some guys went to school for the love of learning. I'm not sure that was always my method. I was into the love of eligibility. But, you know, get it going like that. But to me, the friends, and there's some people here from Hazel Park, and I really appreciate that. Some people from Eastern Michigan, players that I played with. And then I belong to this great academic society called the Arm of Honor. And a lot of those guys are here. You know, they're a little rough around the edges, some of them, but it was a great group and we had fun. I graduated from there and went to coach at a school, the building across the street from Ipswich High now. If you don't know, that used to be St. John's High School. And I had the time of my life there. I loved St. John's High. And a lot of the St. John's people are here. And I don't know that people realize I had as much fun there at St. John's High as I did any place. You know, somebody asked a question, what's the difference between coaching at St. John's High and coaching at Iowa? There's only one difference. 72,000 people boo louder, but it's the same excitement. And we had a JV basketball team that we knocked the hell out of the varsity team at times. They remember it. But I really, St. John's was great. And then I went from St. John's, and Dan Boyster took a chance on me, and we came to Eastern Michigan. And at Eastern Michigan, there was Dick Mosley, Ted Guthard, Nick Coso, Larry Mackey, the fabulous Mike Toney. I mean, we had more fun just coaching, and that's to me what it all enabled. Eastern Michigan let me do that, and then from Eastern Michigan we went to Wake Forest, and the rest of it's a little bit of history. I would really like to thank the guys, the coaches that took a chance on me. In other words, Dan Boyster, Cal Stahl, George Perlis, Gary Moeller, Kirk Ferentz. Those guys, to me, really, they took a chance on me. And I appreciate that. But I really am humbled and appreciate everybody that I know. And I can't really, in my mind, put one thing above the other. Whether it was the days at Hazel Park, whether it was the days at Eastern, whether it was the days at St. John's, or the days wherever. But I am truly humbled and appreciate everything you've done. And that thing yesterday at the president's house, that's quite a joint now. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. I can see why that caused a controversy. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Norm.
One thing, my friend Ted Guthart, he thinks because I got a prosthetic leg, he wants to know if I eat breakfast at the IHOP.
And Norm will be starring at the Comedy Club in Ann Arbor this evening if you want tickets. Good job.